This is a project that we were invited to participate in last year, the Brattleboro Food Co-op in Brattleboro, Vermont. They had heard this similar talk that we're giving you today, and they said, well, we know about LEED, we know about green building, but we know there's more. What does that mean? And a quick summary, what that means is that we could have designed for them a green grocery store that would have saved 30% energy and reduced the toxics in their building materials and reduced potable water use and resource use of materials. But we took a quick walk around their grocery store, and we looked at apples from New Zealand, strawberries from California, blueberries from Chile, tofu from Burma. The average bite of food, forkful of food in the United States travels a minimum of 2,000 miles. A cup of Dannon yogurt was analyzed in Germany, 5,430 miles for the constituent parts. Before the Industrial Revolution, food traveled about 2 to 3 miles at the most, unless it walked itself. So the design problem was not to look at the building, but was to look at the system. And how do we bring the nutrient cycle back home? How do we reduce this incredible expenditure of energy and resources to create food as rhetoric anymore? That's a longer subject. So we're working with systems and energies and processes, not stuff.
And this makes sense not just at small scales like the Brattleboro Food Co-op, but at large scales like Assi Domän, now a subsidiary of Sveaskog, the Swedish forestry company, the largest forest landholder in Europe. We had the chance to visit with them a few years ago, and they took us out for a lovely Swedish smorgasbord picnic out into what looked like parkland and turned out to be a managed forest. And we asked them, how can you possibly make money foresting with this kind of sensitivity, giving us meadows that, with uncut trees in them, mature trees that were left standing, highly sensitive management of water and species on the site. And they would say again and again, you don't understand. We are trying to manage for both shareholder value and preservation and maximization of biodiversity. They actually train their tree cutters as forest ecologists. They go out and survey the land, develop a patchwork approach to cut different lands differently based on their ecological requirements. These folks are judged and incentivized based on not just yield, but on the biodiversity status of the lands. And the punchline, when they took us back to the office and showed us the charts, was that this approach cost them more in the first year, broke even in the middle of the second year, and by 4 or 5 years out, 55% more profitable than clear cut. Wow. So for the people who say we can't afford to do it this way, we have to clear cut because it's the only economically profitable way to run forestry, we say, well, there's actually another option here. Somebody once said that existence is proof of the possible. So there's a proof.